Guys, this summer has been a great summer, but I want to talk about a few things that I found in our CRM. For you guys that don't know, a CRM is a customer relationship management tool. This is essentially how you see your equipment, your models and serial numbers, if you guys take pictures on job sites, and also, most importantly, the work that was done. So if Miss Johnson call you from 2 years ago, let's say if you guys did a AC repair from 2 years ago, if you guys do paper invoices, that's cool. But let's say, for instance, if you guys have a CRM, everything is already digitally stored. So now if a customer calls you, if you're on the go, as long as they can provide their full name and or address, you'll be able to pull up accounts. And guys, like I said, I can run the business from my phone. Back in the day, I needed to be near a laptop, or I needed to have like 10 different things going at once. But yeah, guys, I mentioned this before. Having a CRM is very important. Like I said, especially for small businesses, time is money. So you want to make sure that you can make quick decisions and you have a lot of information all at once. So ultimately, you can make better decisions and hopefully you guys can make more money. But I got something written on the board here that I'm going to go over. This is how we break down our customer groups. This is very simple. Now, this works for us. This may not work for every single application, but for us, every single customer that calls, they're either non-existent maintenance, meaning these are the customers that we've been to before, but they don't have active maintenance agreements with us. This is for existing maintenance customers, people that call us, or we call them twice a year, spring and fall, for maintenance. And this right here, these are new customers that just called us today. We have no service record of our company coming out, and they do not have a current maintenance agreements. These are the customers that we advertise to, and once we already come out there, that customer falls into one of these two categories. Now, guys, this whole past summer, and I'm gonna write this down on the board here. And guys, all this, what I'm writing down, our customer relationship management tool, which is essentially Service Fusion, our CRM, allows us to see exactly what jobs we went to, what category these customers fall under, and of course, the job amount, whatever we picked up from every single call. This lets us know that, hey, you're making $10,000 a month for maintenance customers, and you're making $5 a month from non-maintenance customers. So that lets us know, hey, all these calls that we go to, if the customer doesn't have a maintenance agreement, then hey, based on our CRM, if we did 100 jobs last month and all those jobs were from existing maintenance customers, the opportunities that we do get from non-existing customers, these are customers that we already been to before, all the jobs that we do get, hey, now it's time to start converting these customers over to maintenance agreements. But guys, no lie, I'm gonna write this down here on the board. And for you guys that just joined, I'm just going over some CRMs, some stuff that I just literally looked over, I want to say the past hour. And guys, this summer has been great, but I'm going to tell you, based on how this summer and last summer was okay, but one of these customer groups that I'm talking over right now, guys, this has been a game changer for us. But let me write this on the board. I just got in here, and I think I got the truck running outside, but we got gas in it. But guys, look, right now, this is summer 2025, and last summer 2024, was still a great year, but I want to tell you right now, I can tell you right now where most of our customers came from. And I'm going to use different colors here, so this can represent different illustrations. And I'm trying to look at the comments here. Gavin Ross, what's going on? Fishing Bros, what's up? Fishing Bros, what's their job? It's on my profile. We do HVAC, my friend. But I'm just going off summer 2025 so far. I'm just going over where most of our customers came from. And guys, once again, whatever tool you guys utilize to let you see information, hopefully it's digital. Hopefully you guys aren't still writing paper invoices, but whatever app you guys use to store customers' information, hopefully it gives you the origin of where the call came from. If you guys are inputting this is great because like I said, guys, you want to be able to make quick decisions and good decisions. You don't want to start rushing things. And now you start putting everything in one category. If you don't know where each and every customer comes from, you're going to lose a lot of money because you're not going to know who to advertise to, or you're not going to know where your money is going. is coming from. So that's going to be very important. But guys, let me tell you this right now, 2024, and we're going to use easy numbers here. So I want you guys to follow along with me. I want to say, shit, at least 65%, I think it was in the 60s, was existing mate. And we did advertise. Oh yeah, we did put up a few billboards last summer, and I got a few new customers as well, but that was less than our existing non-maintenance customers. So I want to say 65, at least 60% was existing maintenance. I want to say 30 was non-existing. Right? And what is that? 30 and 65, that's 95. I want to say 5% damn near was like new. And that was okay. Now, guys, I'm pretty much going over how summer of last year went, and I'm going to pretty much explain how summer 2025 is going to go. Just for comparison, I want to show you guys exactly where most of our customers came from last year versus now. Because, guys, now, it sounds crazy, but like I said, most of our customers are actually non-maintenance, and like we convert them to maintenance. But I'm going to tell you exactly about that in a second. Let me just put this on the board so you guys can follow along with me. All right. So for you guys that once again are just showing up, existing non-maintenance customers, these are customers that we've been to before, but they don't want to sign up for maintenance. They just call us when they need us. That's the first category. Second category is customers that call us or we call them twice a year, spring and fall. These are customers that know us well. And like I said, these are the customers that always call us, but most importantly, they get service done before things break. And third, these are the customers that we advertise to, we never been to. These are brand new customers. You guys got that? These are the big three. There's more, but just for simple illustration purposes, I want to keep it simple. These are the big three. Summer 2024, 65, I repeat, 65% of our customers were people that we've been to before. And like I say, guys, I brought up this illustration before. I can give you a prime example of these type of customers. Let's say if they're always out of the country, they're out of town. Of course, they're going to call you when something breaks, but getting these customers to sign up for maintenance is not always simple. And guys, let me look at the comments here. Fake math pertaining to what? Winning what? But guys, these type of customers, existing non-maintenance, these are the customers, like I said, they still call you when something breaks, but sometimes, not all the time, but most of the time it's going to be tough getting these customers on the schedule. So you made peace with that. Now when something breaks, they just call you. This is not every customer, but you have some, if you know, when you run across them, good people, but they're not always that responsive, and that's okay. They can always call you when they need you. But guys, that made up a great sum of the customers that we dealt with summer of last year. And 30%, which is about a third, was actually, no, flip this the other way, guys. 65% was the customers that we deal with. That 30% that I just explained, the customers that they call you, but it's hard to get them on the schedule for maintenance, that was only 30%. So this is roughly about a third. 2/3 of the calls that we did last summer was from existing customers. These are our bread and butter, those blank check customers that I mentioned in previous videos. That's exactly what made up 2/3 of our service calls 2024. This is last summer. And guys, roughly about 5% was new. And guys, I don't want you guys to misinterpret. Like I said, new customers, you always want to find different ways and new avenues like to advertise. But the point is, new customers are great, but new customers can easily fall into non-maintenance existing customers. If you don't have a system, if you don't have a process of what to say or what to do once you go on these no AC and no heat service calls, you don't want to have too many non-existent maintenance customers, because these are the customers, like I said, they call you when they need you, but ultimately, what's going to help you get to the next level is the maintenance customers, because these are the customers that cost nothing you don't need any advertising budget, like I said, and is recurring revenue from maintenance twice a year. That's how we do it. We don't do monthly. I mean, we looked into that in the past, but what works for us is just simple spring and fall. And like I said, guys, that works with what we have going on. I know some bigger companies, if you guys have like 300-person companies, you have to do maintenances year round. You have to do heat maintenances in the summer. You have to do AC maintenances in the winter because you have way too many customers to keep it spring and fall like how we do, which is a good problem to have. But like I said, guys, what I'm telling you is just what works for us. It's very simple. It's a very simple concept to follow. But as you grow and as you acclimate to your geographics, we're in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and California. It may be different since you don't have a winter. So like you may have to adjust it somewhat, to the temperature swings out there. But like I said, guys, this is just black and white, plain and simple. Just to recap, 2024, last summer, 2/3 of our customers are from the yearly maintenance agreements. Okay, and that's pretty much half of the content I make is from customers that we already been to before to have maintenances. So as expected, a lump sum came from our existing customers, but about 1/3, which is 30%, was existing non-maintenance. These are, once again, they call you, but signing these customers up for maintenance is really not going to benefit them because it's hard to get them on the phone. That's 1/3, and then the last 5% is the new. These are new customers that we advertise to. Now, guys, 2025 has been crazy in a good way. And I'm trying to use different colors, so it'll be easy to sum this up here. So, same format. Existing main. You have non-main, non-existing main, and then you have new. And guys, no, this is not fabricated here. As far as this is so far this summer. This is way lower than 60%. I actually got two that just called maybe an hour ago that I got to put them on the schedule for tomorrow and on Tuesday. I want to say with existing, it's been there, but it's hard for me to count existing maintenance customers are always going to be higher because you're going to these customers twice a year. But when things break, these are the customers that I'm not going to say we don't get service calls from them, but we typically don't get a lot because most of the time we already came out here for the maintenance. So far this summer, and I put 50% just to be generous, but damn near, what's that, 82? So what do we have? Making the numbers work here. What is that, 16%? I may be off here, guys, by certain points, but damn near at least 3/4. 75% of our customers so far this summer has been non-existent maintenance customers, meaning these are customers that we've been to. I'm talking 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago that never had maintenance agreements, and we converted them to maintenance agreements customers. So guys, and like I said, this equals up to 100%, but at least 3/4, 75% plus customers came from this second bracket here. So this has been our moneymaker so far this summer, guys, is non-existent maintenance customers, meaning, at some point in the past, it was hard to get them on the schedule. But like I said, guys, having stickers, things you put on equipment, this has been a great source of advertising for us. I mean, of course, you're not going to put stickers on units that you don't fix. Hopefully you guys aren't doing that. But like I said, the good experiences you do have with customers, the jobs that you're able to fix. If you guys are out there doing oil, gas, electric, whatever the case is in the fall, putting stickers on units, if you guys have a follow-up system, that's even better. But if you don't have a follow-up system, that equipment that you fixed 2, 3, 4 years ago, whenever something breaks down, guys, the first thing most customers are going to do, which is something I'll do, is they'll look at the equipment, they'll look at the thermostat. Hey, what happened to A, B, C, D heating and air? The guy that came out 5 years ago to fix this, what happened there? Let me call this guy. So guys, existing non-maintenance customers are very, very powerful. And guess what? It takes no money to advertise to these guys. New customers are a lot easier to advertise to because like I said, guys, this is something I'm going to get into in a minute. I'm going to tell you what worked for us last year, but ultimately, guys, everything's going to fall into one of these two categories. Either existing customers, people that like say you already go out to twice a year, or the customers that you don't go out to, but they always just call you when something breaks. And it's up to you. Once again, it's all revolving back to you, whatever systems you guys got in place, however you communicate with customers. Ultimately, it's up to you to figure out how to funnel everything, whether it be new or non-existing. You want them to understand how important maintenance is. Now, guys, remember, I came from a service background. This is like ABCs for me. If you came from an install background or whatever you came from, supply house, this may sound crazy, but like I said, guys, this is the only surefire way, especially in Pennsylvania, to keep you guys busy during shoulder seasons. Guys, so far this summer, like I said, in April and May, we had like record months. So it's crazy. April and May, it was like barely 80 degrees outside. But we had a bunch of customers from years prior that we recommended replacing, and we got them either sold or we was able to get the repair done, and we converted them to maintenance. So guys, all this adds up to us having a lot of customers to follow back up with in the fall. And like I said, guys, this is almost $1 million worth of game. If you guys are out there, you should know exactly what I'm talking about. Or if you stay around this long enough, ultimately it's going to come back to how you decide. Like I said, whatever CRM you're dealing with, we use Service Fusion, but it works for what we have going on. Service Fusion probably never would have worked for me 7 years ago, because 7 years ago, things wasn't this complex. I wasn't able to like step back from the profit standpoint. I know what I have to charge, but I had to step back and really see, where are these customers coming from? What's actually making us money? Because most of the time, guys, if you're making more money from new customers and you're not making money from maintenance customers, that can't be right, because new customers cost way too much money. If it costs almost $100 to advertise to one customer, and that's without you even knowing if you want to get the job, by you advertising $100 to one customer times that by 10, you know how much money that's going to cost versus taking care of that one customer, showing them the value of getting maintenance done, and most importantly, if you're going out to fix the problem, you're giving the customer a permanent solution. That should be a no-brainer for maintenance. So maintenance costs no money. Like I said, guys, from a business standpoint, we are a service-based business. We just don't go out and replace equipment and then tell the customers to call another company when something breaks. No, we're full service, sales, service, and maintenance. But like I said, guys, what makes maintenance so important is a lot of customers don't know about this until after it's too late. Now they're out there. You have to go out there and give them an estimate for a new system. But like I said, guys, so far it's been a whole bunch of non-existent maintenance customers. And like I said, guys, this is just like practice for me. I've seen this, like I said, 1 million times. So it's nothing for me, especially if we already been out there. It's nothing for me to just educate the customers. I don't have to sell. And once again, guys, you heard me say this before, this is not selling. Only thing you're doing is listening to the customer's issues, and you're presenting solutions to a problem. And whatever they choose to do, if they don't want the maintenance, that's cool. But if they want the maintenance done, that works in your favor. Now, guess what? In the fall, I'm not paying $100 per customer, because I already have them on the maintenance list. And now whatever you charge for a maintenance, whether it be $1, whether it be $1,000, hopefully not too much. You want to stay competitive, but whatever the case is, guys, you're not paying to get in the door like you have to with a new customer. And speaking of new customers, guys, summer 2024, we spent like almost, was it 30,000? It was 2 billboards that we put up. And I showed one of you guys, I think I put one of these on the shorts, but the other one was on the Instagram. I think it was, you put one in Newtown and one on 95 in Philly. The one in Philly, that one was what, $5,000 a month? And I think the other one in Newtown is like what, 35? And the one in Philly, we had run for 3 months. So that was 15. And this is why it's important to know your numbers and make sure you guys are priced for profit, because guys, none of what I'm showing you actually went in my pockets. This is what you need to reinvest back into the business so you can have new customers coming in. So like the one in Newtown we had was 35. I think I kept this one for a little bit longer. I think I had this one for 4 months. So that one was what, 35. Actually, no, was it 3 months? No, guys, this one was 3 months. So that's like a little bit under 10. I want to say under 10 grand. It's like, it says at 95. So you add this up, and this is just rough cuts. This is like a little bit under. This is definitely in the 20s. And plus, guys, there was a third one that we had in Newtown, but guys, the one in Philly, the location was great, but like I said, guys, with the one we had in on 95 in Philly, I kind of wanted a better location, but like I said, guys, it was definitely roughly between 22 and 25K. That's how expensive it can be to advertise to new customers. But like I said, guys, this is just the cost of doing business. Like I said, these are just rough ideas so you guys can see. Advertising to new customers is definitely not cheap, and you need to know what you're doing, know what the focal point is. And like I said, guys, you don't want to put just random things with advertising. Make sure your advertising is funneling back towards something. Like I said, know what you want to achieve. Our ultimate goal is exactly what I explained to you guys. If we can get to the house, it's slam dunk. We're like Mariano Rivera from the Yankees. Like I said, we know how to close the game out, and but you can't close something that you don't know how to get to. So, guys, knowing that you can get to the game is very important, but know it's the front and the back end. You want to. I'm write this down. I'm gonna use the analogy. Yeah, you want to catch the horse, and you want to be able to so there's two sides to this, guys. There's knowing that you can actually get it, and like I said, guys, you got to know what you got to do. You got to attain it. And you got to be able to train the horse, guys. Because everything I'm telling you with these numbers, most of these numbers don't mean anything unless I know we can actually get to the customer's house, which is very, very important. So, like I said, guys, knowing you can get there, and then knowing that you can certainly, like I said, you know what to do once you get there, guys. It sounds like it's almost two sides to the puzzle, and that's because it is, but looking at this from a grand perspective, new customers are necessary. Like I said, if you're a service company with like 10,000 maintenance agreement customers, which is a great number, that almost guarantees that, like I said, whatever you make from maintenance customers, you can use that to advertise to new customers. But like I said, for smaller customers or for smaller companies, you need to understand the importance of all three of these categories. And like I said, guys, this is just business 101. It doesn't really take much to understand, but I didn't have to make up these groups. All three of these groups and more are already in our CRM. So like I said, guys, it's easy for me to just open up last month's numbers and say, okay, where did most of our money come from? 80% came, or 70-something percent came from existing non-maintenance customers. Okay, what was the result of non-maintenance customers? How much did we make from existing non-maintenance customers? And ultimately, guys, give you a prime example. If we made 100,000 off of existing non-maintenance customers, only 20,000 on maintenance, and let's say 10,000 new. Now I'm like, okay, now I see where most of our opportunities are coming from. Now, next month or in a couple of weeks, I can put together a game plan. All these opportunities we're getting, are they leading to maintenances? Because if it is leading to maintenances, then guess what, guys? Next month, they should flip. Most of our contracts and agreements that we're getting now ultimately is going to go into existence, and now the process cycles over again. So like I said, guys, this whole summer has been great, but the point is, what gives me confidence is I know exactly where each and every service call is coming from, and I know exactly what it means. You got to understand what KPIs means. KPIs are here to help you, because I can tell you right now, guys, if you don't know where you've been, it's going to be hard to get to where you want to go, because you don't know what your numbers are trying to tell you. Because if I spent 22 to 25,000 every single month, thinking that most of our customers are going to be from brand new, then like I said, guys, I'm gonna be spending a bunch of money, and times 22 to 25K times a year. Who has that? I'm talking from a small business standpoint. Who has this much to spend without knowing how they're going to make it back, or what they're expected to get back from that. So like that's where a lot of HVAC companies go down the drain within the first year or two, thinking that you got to throw a king's ransom at a certain group of customers or a certain demographic. But if you don't have, like, say, your CRM set up, I'm talking the calls that you are getting. If you can't quantify and figure out, what do you guys are, what's the outcome of these calls you're going on? If you can't sit back and just put everything on the board and look at it, and like I say, guys, it's gonna be hard for you to make quick decisions because, like I said, the phones never stop ringing. But it's on you. Every customer calls with the exact same issue. Something isn't working, but it's on you to decipher what the origin of that call came from. And two, once you get to that call, the outcome of it, that's why everything needs to go in the CRM, and you have to keep everything documented. So, but guys, that's all there is to it. Like I said, I deal with this stuff every day, and I can tell you right now it's a lot easier for me to make important decisions in regards to marketing, in regards to strategies, because I know exactly where these calls are coming from, and I know exactly how we're doing on these calls, down to, like I said, the dollar amount, down to the origin. And like I say, guys, this is ABCs, But guys, I got to gas up the truck and I got to get going. I already put one of these customers on the schedule for tomorrow, and I think the other one left a voicemail earlier. I got called back, and we got to get this show on the road. Guys, it's been well, I'm not going to say it's been cold, but it's been like, in comparison to how the beginning of this summer went, guys, it's been, almost in the high 70s, early 80s, all the past 2 weeks. But I think this week is going to shoot back up into I think tomorrow, Monday, is going to be almost 90. So it's about time this weather starts to go back up. I just had to drop some game with y'all. I had to come back in with stickers. And let me make sure I got everything. But yeah, guys, that's all there is to it. Like I said, just knowing your numbers and knowing, worst case scenario or best case scenario, guys. Know how to put everything in black and white. That's something I told you guys back in the day. This is back when I was doing maintenances. I was asking a bunch of questions. I had a bunch of thought processes in my head, but someone once told me, you got to learn how to conceptualize and put everything that you're thinking and seeing on paper. Our CRM definitely helps us out, but the point is, guys, I have to decipher what the CRM is not going to tell me what my next business move or my next business strategy should be. It's only going to tell you based on what you already did, what the numbers are. But if I know we're making, $1 on one type of customer, we're making 1,000 on the next. Know what the difference is and know what move you want to put together. But like I said, guys, that's where it gets kind of different because, like I said, every business is different. We're definitely a small, company, but we definitely have profit, and that's the point, guys. You want to make sure what you're charging, you have something left over. So now, if you want to put together a billboard campaign, or if you want to do whatever the case is, buy another truck, now you have profit left over, and now you're not relying on loans with high interest rates. So, like I said, to make you make moves, because, like I said, interest rates are going to kill you, guys. That's the number one thing. If you're buying a building or something, that's different. But like I said, guys, make sure, you cross your T's and dot your I's, and you know what you want to do here. But let's go outside. And I like to check my fluids whenever I can. I think I just got the oil change done in 2 of them. And I got to go to John. Actually, no, I already went to Johnstone to get a motor I'm ready to rock out here. But I gotta put these stickers up. And make sure I don't have to come back here tomorrow, because that's gonna save me a bunch of time. Hang tight for a second, guys. Just checking my power steering. Yep, power steering is good. Now, if you guys got brand new trucks, then I don't think it's going to apply to you guys, but you guys see me do this all the time. Proper van maintenance. I mean, business taught me a lot. Business taught me how to take care of my shit, guys. And that's very, very important. I don't care if it's checking fluids, making sure your tires aren't bald, whatever the case is, guys. You know, when something breaks down on your truck, you're going to know how important it is. Because back when I only had, I don't know which van I had, guys, but back when I had one van, and when that van broke down, now I had to scramble to pay $800. You heard it here first, folks. I had to pay U-Haul $800, load everything off the truck that was broken, load it into the U-Haul, and like I said, guys, hopefully I broke even on that. This had to be like 6 years ago. Hopefully I broke even, but as soon as I ran all those service calls, putting parts in buckets, and as soon as I came back to pick up my truck, I had to pay for whatever the truck repairs were. Plus, I had to pay U-Haul like between $700 and $800, and I had to load everything back from the U-Haul back into the other van. Gosh, like I was telling you in the intro video, a bunch of shit had to get done. But guys, I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore. But before anything breaks down, I pretty much already know what to check for. I'm not a mechanic. I just know symptoms and I know scenarios. Like I said, if something's making a noise, I mean, guys, this shit is ABCs. I know most of you guys probably come from a mechanical background, so you know, if you guys are changing your own brakes, I mean, hats off to you. I don't deal with shit. The only thing I do is I write the check, or I give the car to the mechanic and he does what he needs to do. But for the most part, guys, these vans, I always have, like I said, at least 2 or 3 vans operating whenever I need it. So like I said, guys, I'm never going to be asked out. I already had to pay for engines and transmissions. I think I put a $10,000 engine in this van like maybe 3 years ago, and that one needed a transmission. It had to been like last year or 2 years ago. So guys, I already seen worst case scenarios, and you know, I'm definitely blessed that I lived through it. So like I said, guys, what keep me up at night is not the same shit as what used to keep me up at night, because I know exactly what to expect and I know how to roll. Make sure everything is locked. But yeah, guys, that's all there is to it. I'm just yapping about CRMs, and I better have this damn AC on, because it's hot as hell. Get out of here. But yeah, guys, that's all there is to it. I gotta rock out. I'll probably put more content up next week. Hopefully the weather is gonna stay in the 90s, so we'll definitely get more service calls coming in. And guys, yeah, that's all there is to it. I'm gonna rock out. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.